Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where we bring you the latest updates, fun moments, and behind-the-scenes stories you won't want to miss. The night the message leaked, the internet froze in shock. One screenshot was all it took. A simple line sent from Vince to Paige Turley that exploded across fan pages and gossip accounts within minutes. The words were raw and desperate. "Forgive me, Paige, or I will sue you if you do not give me back my $1.6 million." No one knew what to believe at first. Some thought it was a prank. Others believed it was a bitter joke taken out of context. But as the hours passed and neither side denied the message, panic spread across the fan community. What was once a love story now looked like a legal war about money, betrayal, and pride. Vince had always been known as bold and emotional. During his rise to fame, he built his reputation on loyalty and fearless ambition. Paige Turley was the calm to his storm, or at least that was how the public saw it. Their bond looked unbreakable during award shows, interviews, and charity events. They smiled for cameras, held hands on red carpets, and whispered promises behind closed doors. No one expected the collapse to be this violent. The secret source who leaked the screenshot claimed it came from Vince's personal phone. The timestamp showed it was sent late at night, when emotions usually run wild and rational thought slips away. That detail alone made fans believe this was real. The message did not sound rehearsed, it sounded wounded. The number 1.6 M haunted everyone who read it. No one knew what it referred to at first. Was it a loan? A failed investment? A joint business that collapsed? Speculation went wild across platforms. Every theory was darker than the last. One insider close to Vince finally spoke to an anonymous blogger. The insider claimed that the 1.6 M was tied to a private music venture that Vince funded entirely in Paige's name. The project was supposed to launch her solo career into international charts. According to this source, contracts were signed in trust rather than cold legal caution. Vince believed in Paige completely at the time. But something shifted. The album was delayed. The studio fees kept rising. Producers vanished, promised promotions never happened, and slowly, communication changed. Paige replies grew colder, meetings were missed, excuses piled up. Then one day, the contacts stopped entirely. Vince was left with nothing but a growing sense of betrayal and a massive financial hole. He tried to resolve it quietly. Messages were sent, calls were made, lawyers were kept out of it. At least, at first. The breaking point came when Vince discovered that Paige had transferred the project rights into a private holding company under a different name. That was the moment trust died. The money could no longer be traced easily. The future he paid for now belonged to shadows. Friends say that Vince did not explode immediately. He shut down instead. For weeks, he isolated himself from public view. Appearances were canceled, interviews postponed. Even his social media went dark. Fans worried something terrible had happened. What they did not know was that behind the silence, Vince was preparing for war. The leaked message was never meant for the world. It was a last attempt at mercy. According to sources close to both sides, Vince wanted forgiveness more than money at that moment. He believed that if Paige admitted her mistake, returned the funds, and cleared his name, they could close the chapter without courts or headlines. But forgiveness only comes when both sides speak. Paige did not respond. 2 days after the leak, another twist shocked everyone. Paige's legal team released a brief statement that denied all allegations of financial wrongdoing. They claimed that any funds received were contractual payments for creative work already delivered, and that Vince's threats were emotional harassment. That one sentence changed everything. Now, Vince was no longer a wounded man seeking closure. He was a villain in her version of events. Fans split instantly. Some stood with Vince, recalling his past loyalty and transparency. Others believed Paige, saying that powerful men often tried to control women through money and fear. The truth remained trapped between two locked doors. Court documents were soon prepared, though neither side confirmed filing yet. Legal analysts online broke down possible outcomes using the limited information available. If Vince could prove the money was an investment with shared ownership, then he could reclaim it. If Paige proved it was payment, then the case would collapse instantly. Every interview, every lyric, every post from the past was dissected by digital detectives. Fans searched for hidden meanings in old songs. They replayed behind-the-scenes footage frame by frame. One video from a private studio session resurfaced, where Vince jokingly said, "This project is my biggest gamble." At the time, everyone laughed. Now, no one did. Paige remained silent online for over a week. That silence spoke louder than any denial. Paparazzi caught her entering a law firm through a side entrance, wearing dark glasses and a stiff posture. She did not look like someone who felt safe. Vince finally broke his silence through a late-night audio message shared with a select group of supporters. His voice trembled with exhaustion and anger. He said he never wanted this public. He said he built dreams, not traps. And he said the money was never about control. It was about shared faith. The public mood shifted again. Sympathy is a swinging door in scandals like this. Today you are the victim. Tomorrow you are the villain again. Everyone was watching, waiting for the next crack in the wall. Then came the second leak. A document surfaced that appeared to show the original funding agreement. It listed the 1.6 M as an advance recoverable investment tied to future profits. The signature matched Paige's name, although she later claimed it was digitally manipulated. Experts were divided. Some called it real. Others warned the scan quality was too low to be trusted. If the document was real, then Paige legal defense just weakened dramatically. Pressure mounted. Sponsors paused partnerships. Events quietly removed both names from upcoming lineups. The industry hates uncertainty more than guilt. While the truth stayed hidden, careers began bleeding. Behind closed doors, both sides suffered. Vince's inner circle described him as broken by regret. Not regret for the money alone, but regret for mixing love and contracts. He trusted emotion over protection, and now the price could destroy him. Paige's circle painted a different picture. They said she felt hunted and framed. They claimed the project failed because of Vince's interference, not her mismanagement. They said she carried the emotional weight alone while he chased headlines. Two people telling two stories, both shaped by fear and pride. The question everyone asked remained unanswered. Why would Vince still ask for forgiveness if he was certain of betrayal? And why would Paige hide if she believed she had done nothing wrong? The answer may lie in a truth both sides share, yet neither can say out loud. They both lost something far greater than money. They lost the version of each other they once believed in. As days turned into weeks, the legal countdown continued. Mediation was offered through private channels. Industry elders begged both sides to settle. Public war would leave no winners, only scars. Another message was sent from Vince, according to a source who saw his phone. It was shorter than the leaked one. It said, "I never wanted a courtroom between us. I wanted an apology." There was no reply. Now the threat of a lawsuit no longer sounds like pressure. It sounds inevitable. If the case moves forward, then every transaction, every message, every promise will be torn open under cold lights. The world will see what love once built and what money finally burned. Until then, the secret behind the 1.6 M remains locked between whispers and legal steel. Fans refresh feeds every minute, waiting for a confession or a filing notice. The silence grows heavier with each passing night.
Forgiveness is still possible. So is destruction. Only one thing is certain now. The story of Vince and Paige is no longer a love story. It is a
The message
countdown.
that changed everything arrived in the darkest hour of the night. It was short and sharp and filled with pain. Forgive me, Paige, or I will sue you if you do not give me back my 1.6 meters. Those words were not meant for the world. They were meant for one person. But the moment the screenshot leaked, all privacy vanished, and a private battle became public war. Fans were frozen in disbelief. For years, Vince and Paige had been seen as a flawless pair. They built dreams together. They stood side by side through success and pressure. Every appearance seemed filled with trust and admiration. No one imagined that money would be the weapon that shattered everything they built. The number 1.6 meters echoed across social media with confusion and anger. No one knew its origin. Some believed it was a gift. Others believed it was an investment. A few whispered that it was a loan hidden behind love. The truth stayed buried under silence and fear. Both sides vanished from public view as the storm grew louder. Sources close to Vince said the money was placed into a project that carried Paige's name. He believed in her future more than his own protection. Contracts were signed with hope instead of caution. The project was meant to change everything. A new era, a new legacy. But delays arrived without explanation. Promises faded into excuses. Communication slowed to silence. Vince waited longer than he should have. He trusted that love would fix what paperwork could not. But one discovery destroyed that hope. The rights to the project were quietly moved into another company. A name he did not recognize now controlled what he built. That was the moment heartbreak turned into fire. The leaked message was not an attack at first. It was a final attempt to be heard. Forgive me was not a threat. It was a plea. Vince wanted closure more than revenge. He wanted the truth returned along with the money. But Paige did not answer. The silence cut deeper than any denial. When Paige's team finally spoke, it changed everything. They denied all wrongdoing. They said the money was payment, not investment. They said Vince was acting from emotion and fear. With one statement, the story split into two different realities. Fans chose sides. Support turned into war. Every memory was re-examined through suspicion. Vince broke his silence through a late-night message to his supporters. His voice showed exhaustion and regret. He said he never intended to hurt her. He said he trusted love more than contracts. He said the money was never about power. It was about believing in someone with his whole heart. Paige disappeared from public life as the pressure rose. Cameras caught her entering legal buildings with guarded eyes and stiff movements. Some saw fear, others saw confidence. No one truly knew what lived behind her silence. Truth hides easily when both sides feel hunted. Then a document appeared online that shook the story again. It showed the 1.6 meters listed as an advance tied to shared profits. The signature matched Paige's name. Her team called it fake within hours. Experts divided into two camps. Some called it real, others warned of digital manipulation. The truth drifted further away instead of closer. As days turned into weeks, careers began to suffer. Sponsors stepped back quietly. Events removed names without explanation. The industry does not wait for verdicts. It protects itself first. Both Vince and Paige felt the weight of uncertainty closing in on everything they built. Behind the scenes, emotions broke loose. Vince's friends said he barely slept. Regret crushed him heavier than anger. He blamed himself for trusting too deeply. He blamed himself for confusing love with business. Paige's friends painted a different picture. They said she felt cornered and betrayed. They said she carried pressure alone while he chased control. Two people trapped by memory and fear told two different stories of the same past. One final message reached Paige's phone through a private channel. It was shorter than the first. It carried no threat. It said,
I never wanted the court between us. I wanted an apology. There was no response. Now the word lawsuit no longer sounds like a warning. It sounds like destiny. If the case moves forward, nothing will remain hidden. Every promise, every message, every secret will be examined under cold lights. The world will see what love once built and what money finally destroyed. Fans wait in endless refresh for the next move. Some hope for forgiveness. Others wait for impact. Silence stretches longer with each passing night. The truth remains locked between pride and fear. Forgiveness is still possible. Destruction is also near. And the story of Vince and Paige is no longer about romance. It is about what happens when trust collapses under the weight of 1.6 meters.